3 months of violence in Manipur, and while the incidents have reduced, the crisis is far from over. But finally, there seems to be some hope, with the centre and Chief Minister Biren Singh speaking to the leaders of the warring communities. Home Minister Amit Shah had sat down for an hour and a half with the leaders of all parties during his 3-day visit when he was in Manipur last, and there have been these meetings since then. 6 rounds of meetings separately, both with Kuki and the Meitei representatives, and now the government hopes that they will soon manage to get the two sides to sit across the table from each other. Now, this is what the government is doing towards attaining lasting peace. According to the government, the source of the problem is the influx of people who have crossed in illegally from Myanmar. And to fix that issue permanently, the government has already moved to fence the border. 10 kilometers of problematic stretch has already been fenced, and 60 more kilometers will be done soon. Fencing of the entire border, though, will take many years. The government hopes to complete the biometrics of each person who has crossed over from Myanmar by December 2023. When the violence broke out in the first week of May, the centre moved thousands of paramilitary forces to the violence-affected area within 30 hours. Currently, around 36,000 troops have created an effective buffer zone between the Kuki and Meitei areas, and nearly 50,000 civilians have crossed through this zone without a single untoward incident. Government claims that there wasn't any delay in responding to the situation in Manipur. In fact, the centre positioned Minister of State for Home, Mr. Nityanand Rai, from 25th May to 17th of June in the states to monitor the situation. Centre claims that there has not been a single band or blockade in Manipur in the last 6 years of BJP rule, till the violence broke out this year in May. And since then, around 20,000 people have been evacuated from there. Also, there have been no deaths since 18th of July. There are medical arrangements and the law and order structure is in place as per the government. The Prime Minister has been monitoring the developments really closely and has been part of all the measures that are being taken in Manipur to restore peace. At the peak of violence, the Prime Minister was briefed thrice a day by Home Minister or by the Secretary for Home Affairs, Mr. Ajay Bhalla. Many a times, Prime Minister himself called the Home Secretary for an update. And even while the Prime Minister was travelling in May, he was being regularly briefed on Manipur. Till today, the daily briefings are on. Now let's tell you a little about the history of the ethnic violence in Manipur. The ethnic violence in Manipur is not new. It began in 1740. In recent times, there were riots in 1993, in 1997 and now in 2023. There was political uproar in 93 as well as in 1997. In one instance, no statement was made in the parliament, and in the other, the Minister of State for Home had briefed the House. The violence that broke out in May this year comes on the back of a huge spurt in drugs seized and cases registered. Massive drug hauls have been reported all through. 4 important factors that have contributed heavily to the current situation in Manipur are: first, the coup in Myanmar in 2021, a spike in the narcotics trade, the allocation of new tribal villages in forest, and the Manipur High Court order, the decision that put a deadline on 17th of May 2023 for the inclusion of Meiteis in the scheduled tribe list. In New Delhi, Megha Prasad for NDTV.